smoke. I'm Dan Graziano in for Greeny, and look who we've got at the Seaport this morning. We've got Jason McCourty, Mike Tannenbaum, Harry Douglas here to talk NFL free agency, which starts in 3 days. Joe Fortenbaugh is ready to go. I call him George, but it's Joe Fortenbaugh. He's ready to go with all your best bets for the weekend. And Monica McNutt and Bobby Marks are ready to talk some hoops. That is where we start with the game of the night. LeBron James at 96. LeBron had 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists in this game. Minute and a half to go, same score. Jalen Brunson misses the jumper. Lakers in transition. LeBron, he's going to kick it out to Gabe Vincent all alone for the three. Lakers take their first lead since the second quarter. Final minute now. Knicks trail 99-96. Brunson drives, splits two defenders, gets the layup to go and one. He lets the crowd hear it. Spike Lee all kinds of fired up. Brunson makes the free throw, ties the game. Closing seconds of the fourth quarter now, still tied 99. Knicks with the ball. Brunson double teamed. He passes to Josh Hart, who drives in for the layup, but it's not in time. The buzzer went off. We're going to overtime, tied at 99. Early in overtime, still tied at 99. Doncic, guarded by Karl Anthony Towns, and hits the step-back jumper. Put the Lakers up by 2. What a game. Next Lakers possession. Doncic again. He's going to bury this deep three over Towns. Doncic had 32 points and 12 assists in this game. That one put the Lakers up by 5. A few Knicks possessions later, Brunson's going to blow by the defender and finish the tough mid-range jumper. Knicks down 104-103. Now we got under 2 minutes to go in overtime. Knicks down 2. Brunson drives in, draws the foul, and he hits the ground. Down after the play, holding his right ankle. Look at it again. Brunson comes down on Austin Reeves' foot, rolls the right ankle. He's up after the play and walking around, but he's obviously in significant pain. Hits the first free throw. Now he's going to make his second free throw. And after that, the Knicks are going to foul on purpose to get Brunson off the court. He limps off to the locker room. Game continues, 106 to go in overtime. Game tied at 107. LeBron finds Jackson Hayes, and he is fouled by Karl Anthony Towns, who is in disbelief over that call. Hayes would make both free throws, and the Lakers take a 2-point lead. Lakers up by 2. Miles McBride, who replaced Brunson, misses the jumper. Towns is called for a foul, going for the rebound. Lakers hang on to win a crazy game, 113-109. And now the Lakers have won 8 straight games. It's their longest win streak since the 2019-20 season. They won the NBA title that year. Also, it was the 10th straight Lakers win versus teams that entered the game with a win percentage over 500. They haven't done that since 2000, when they won 16 straight such games. And guess what? They also won the NBA title that year. Bobby Marks and Monica McNutt are up very early with us because they're in Los Angeles. They were at the game last night. Monica, what was it like in that arena last night?
Man, it was great, Graz. It was playoff-like almost. I mean, you had two teams that really wanted to show their mettle in terms of who they are, who they can be potentially during the season. It was a high level of competition. Stars on both sides when you talk about JV, Karl Anthony Towns, LeBron-Luka. They were locked in. To me, for the Knicks, this was one of their best defensive performances of the year, and obviously the injury to Jalen Brunson sort of overshadows the whole thing. But this was an incredible basketball game worthy of an overtime period.
Bobby, what did you think?
I thought it was a heavyweight fight. It was a playoff atmosphere in mid-March. I thought we were in for something special right from the beginning when you had OG Anunoby guarding Luka Doncic, and you had Dorian Finney-Smith guarding Jalen Brunson, and you had LeBron guarding Karl Anthony Towns. All right, like this was not your prototypical kind of matchup. And for me, just watching this game, and JJ Redick said it after, they just kind of stayed with it, the Lakers. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty offensively, but they stayed with it. They were resilient here. And eventually that third guy came, which was certainly Gabe Vincent, as far as making 3 big threes in the fourth quarter. And they defended like they have been in that second half, like they've been doing the last, since the end of January.
Yeah, I want to ask you, I mean, we go back to the trade, the day that Luka was traded to the Lakers, and everybody's in shock, and there are a lot of questions about how can this all work. It feels, Bobby, like they've been answering a lot of questions. What are you seeing when you watch Luka and LeBron, this duo together?
Well, I said it early in the week when I watched Luka play against the Pelicans, and I can say it again last night. Listen, if I close my eyes, I can see him a combination of Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson, right? And what we've seen is since the trade, and there was that hesitancy with Luka here, Austin Reeves, basically had the ball in his hands a lot. Luka's running the show right now, right? The ball is in his hands. LeBron has deferred. These two have shown that they can work together.
What do you think, Harry? I mean, again, it was supposed to take time for this to come together, but they're winning pretty much every game at this point. Is this a real title contender, the Lakers?
Yeah, I believe so, and it's because, number one, the energy that everyone is exerting on the defensive end of the basketball. You don't have to make shots. At some point, you would like to, but if you defend at a high level, then at some point, when you have a Luka, when you have a LeBron, and then we've seen a Gabe Vincent, normally that has been Austin Reeves this entire season, being that other guy that can get buckets at will. He struggled last night, but Gabe Vincent really showed up when they needed him the most. You look at overtime, who scores the first 5 points? You got Luka with a 2-pointer, then you have Luka coming down with a 3-pointer. 5 points right there, the Lakers went up. And then LeBron James, when you need him the most, 12 points in the fourth quarter in overtime. I really like this basketball team right now. Now, I think the biggest question is when you get in a 7-game series versus one opponent, can you still exert that same energy on a consistent basis and also get those stops? And also, when it comes to certain matchups, like they're going to have one this weekend versus the Boston Celtics, it's going to be kind of weird if you just allow that basketball team to shoot threes on a consistent basis.
No doubt. And I want to get to that in a second, but I want to ask Monica, Harry talks about a 7-game series against the same team. Oklahoma City's been the best team out there in the West all year. Do you think this Lakers team can beat the Thunder in a 7-game playoff series?
Graz, can being the operative word. Yeah, they're playing great basketball. Do I think it will happen? I'm not 100% sure there, but I imagine based on what we've seen so far from this new-look Lakers defense, they're going to put a ton of pressure on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They're probably going to swarm him with Jared Vanderbilt. He'd probably see a lot of different traps and double teams. Now, that then is going to mean that the rest of that supporting cast has to step up. And the only real point of reference for that supporting cast not really being able to get it done is you got to go all the way back to the in-season tournament and that final result against Milwaukee. But that group, to me, has grown. You can't necessarily pack it in on them because they've got 3-point shooters, but then you're going to have to go up against the physicality of Isaiah Hartenstein. Would LeBron James guard him? And while you might not think of Chet Holmgren as like your traditional heavyweight big, he's going to be able to space the floor and make it a little bit more difficult to pack it in. So I think that would be an incredible series for sure. I don't think either one of those things is getting out of that one without being bruised up.
Yeah, it's fun to think about, obviously, but the more immediate issue, as Harry referenced, Bobby, is that the Lakers are in Boston tomorrow night to play the defending champion Celtics. And I feel like every game the Lakers play right now is a measuring stick of some sort. What is at stake for them tomorrow night in Boston?
Well, it certainly is a litmus test. And I think that the interesting thing is it's a contrast in styles. Certainly the Lakers, how they have defended since January.